Hola, hola. Bienvenidos a todos. Here we are with another Fluency Friday. Welcome, welcome. So excited you are with me today on this beautiful Friday. I get a chance to share with you a little bit about español. Es esa oportunidad donde tú puedes hablar en español fácilmente. I'm Profesora Chris, the CEO and founder of Speak Spanish Easy, and this is my way of being able to connect with you, those that are in the public that have been wanting to learn Spanish without verb conjugations, without grammar rules. You've tried it all and you're still not fluent. If that's you, I want you to stick around because this is going to be the masterclass, the episode for you if you're listening on the podcast. This is going to be your opportunity to where you can finally say, wow, somebody hears me, somebody sees me, and I'm not alone in this whole fluency of Spanish journey. And so I am so excited to be able to be with you today. So let's go ahead. We're going to dive straight in. I am super, super just humbled by this past week. Lots of things have been happening for Speak Spanish Easy. Just a few things that really kind of reminds me that God hears me, right? That He's not, just letting me suffer here in my business, but He's actually growing it in capacities that I never could have even imagined, with partnerships, with collaboration, with open doors of favor. And it's been an amazing journey to know how Speak Spanish Easy could really expand in this way, working with Fortune 500 companies, working with different businesses, working with churches, working with universities, working with people just like you online, where I'm able to see you start speaking Spanish in confidence for your world. And so a lot has been happening. It's been good stuff. I'll keep you posted as things start to develop. But one thing that I do want to say is I am thankful that you have entrusted me with this time with you, because I know you could be binge watching a YouTube video on grammar rules right now, right? I know you could be, I don't know, doing something with Rosetta Stone, or you could be on a language app somewhere. But you chose to spend a little bit of your time with me today to learn my methodology of how I teach Spanish and get people fluent in less than 90 days for their world. So I'm going to show you how this happens based on today's masterclass. So let's go ahead, let's get started. One of the things that I love is seeing how you guys interact. So just make sure that you put in the comment section if you're on social media, put in the comment section your reason why you want to learn Spanish. And I want to be able to communicate with you if it's live, if it's on the replay. I want to know, because that always helps me to get more content out there of what you would like to learn. So today is our Fluency Friday Master Class. I absolutely love, love, love doing this. This is one of the ways that I can share with the public, maybe those that are not inside of our Speak Spanish Easy Fluency movement. This is a chance for you to get plugged in. We're on all socials, IG, Facebook, YouTube, all the things. And we are making it known that you have the ability to finally get fluent. If that's been on your radar for the last 4 months since you started this year, and you said to yourself, man, if I could just get fluent for that trip that I want to go on, or if I could just get fluent to speak for my occupation and actually make more money because I'm not bilingual, if I can really see how to move in that next level of expertise in learning how to build the confidence, like this is your time to do so. So I cannot wait to see how this like rocks your world. Where you can finally say, man, this is my time. So let's go. I see you, Laila. I see you. ¿Cómo estás, mami? Laila is one of our 90-day students. She's there on the Facebook supporting, and I super, super love her testimony. She has such a beautiful heart and how she wants to connect with the Spanish community where she lives. And it's been a wonderful journey to see how she has been able to open up her thought process of pronunciation, right? That she no longer sounds like an American speaking Spanish. She now sounds like a native speaking Spanish. And I love that for her. So it's such a pleasure to be able to work with you, Laila, and be able to see that es posible. Es esa oportunidad para cada uno de ustedes. It's an opportunity for each one of you guys to really step into that role of being bilingual, changing your own identity, right? And so today we're going to talk about how to start speaking Spanish with confidence. Because what I find is, yes, people have a lot of head knowledge, right? They have a lot of things that they are thinking they know about Spanish, right? But they don't know how to speak with confidence. That means the words that are coming out of their mouth, they sometimes are paralyzed because they don't want to mess up. If that's you, put in the comment section right now. Yep, that's me. And I want to tell you that that is the missing ingredient for so many language learners. All right. So, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be talking about how adults finally can start speaking Spanish with confidence. And by the end of this masterclass that we're going to be having today, you're going to be able to understand why you freeze, right? When you can understand the why behind it, right? Then it all makes sense. And your brain is literally free from the bondage of non fluency, right? When you understand why things happen the way that they do on a neurological level. And then you're going to get a chance to learn three powerful phrases because it's not just about knowing 300,000 words in Spanish that's going to make you fluent. It's about learning phrases. And what I love about this is it worked for my life, right? Growing up, yo era niña, aprendí español con mi papá y la familia de mi papá de Honduras. Y lo que pasa es que cuando aprendí, no aprendí solamente de las palabras, pero aprendí de las frases, right? So when I was a child, I learned Spanish, right? I learned it in a way to where it wasn't focus driven on just words, but it was focus driven on phrases. That's why I am a published author of this book that you see right here, Spanish Phrases Made Easy. You can find this on TikTok Shop. You can find this on Amazon.com. And this right here is key to me unlocking all of my secrets of the phrases for conversation. Oh, there's over 100 Spanish phrases in this book here that have really helped people understand exactly what to say, when to say, and how to say it at the right time. And so go ahead and get your copy today. Just shameless plug. But I want to just let you know that it was the phrases, and I'm going to teach you three today that are going to unlock your confidence. And then you're going to start speaking in real life. And that's what I want you to do. I don't want you to just stay behind the screen on the language app. I don't want you to keep your eyes focused in your book, right? Your workbook. I want you to get out of that and I want you to start speaking to real people. All right. So you're probably asking, well, who are you? All right. Who are you to tell me that you could teach me how to become fluent in Spanish? Well, I'm Profesora Chris, the founder of Speak Spanish Easy. And I have 20 plus years of teaching adults. What I love about this particular age group is you guys are already seasoned in how to educate yourselves, how to be motivators, how to be leaders within your own world, right? You don't have to answer to anybody. You can say, hey, this is what I'm doing at 3 in the morning. I'm studying Spanish. Okay. This was happening. And so what I love about that freedom for adults is you have the maximum amount of results once you get the information that's given to you. And the information that I share is very bite sized for people to ingest and finally get results in Spanish learning. Now, the method of everything is my Lucas method. Lucas is actually my maiden name. Shout out to my dad, Jesse Lucas, because he's from Honduras, immigrant from Honduras, right here, came to America, started his life, beautiful life that he has with his family. And if it wasn't for him learning English outside of a classroom, right, where he learned with in el barrio, right, he learned in the neighborhood with his friends, playing cards, dominoes, hanging out, working on cars. Um, it really was amazing to see that he learned English just by being in the environment, right? And not once did he open up an English book to learn it. And then on the flip side of that, my African American mother, she worked in the medical field. And so being able to see her learn the right phrases for medical terminology, to be able to communicate and connect with her patients was something intriguing to me to see both of those worlds collide to make what we call today speak Spanish easy. And what I love about this is it shows you that there is another way, right? We've been kind of in the language teaching industry, we've been given an opportunity to learn a language in an academia world. And what I've done is I've taken everything, right, of how I've learned this language, even the formal education of getting my bachelor's, working on and going into my master's, getting my master's, and working on my doctoral degree program very soon, knowing that this is the best way to get results and to get there faster is through my Lucas method. So I help adults go from understanding, right, to finally speaking the language. And so if you are at a point in your life to where you actually just understand Spanish and it's not a problem, you can hear what people are saying and you can hear them talking about you, right? Let me tell you, you can finally speak it as well. And I'm going to show you how. So the problem is this, okay? You understand the language, but when it's time to speak, you freeze. And it's not grammar, okay? That's going to make you fluent. It's confidence that's going to make you fluent. Fluent in the respect that when you're speaking Spanish, you're not going to care what people are saying or what they think. You're going to finally speak Spanish because of the person right in front of you that you care about, right? Whether it's for your job, whether it's for travel, whether it's for family and friends. And so my goal is to remind you that you do not need perfect Spanish. Sometimes we get into new skills and we say, oh, well, everything has to just be perfect in order for me to finally attain this skill. And when you're speaking Spanish, you're going to mess up. I mean, I mess up in English. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll not even know what word to say or if I even said the word right, right? And it's the same in Spanish. And you also need to know that you need usable Spanish. Usable Spanish. That means the green apple is irrelevant if you don't know why you're using the green apple from Rosetta Stone's curriculum, right? But how about if somebody were to say, I want you to say this to a patient because you're a nurse, and you now are able to get information from that patient because you built a relationship and connection where that patient feels safe, they feel comfortable to finally give you the information to be able to help them. Does that make sense? And then fluency grows through confidence and repetition. Say it with me. Through confidence and repetition. These are the two wonder twins when it comes to learning a language. And I feel like a lot of people miss out on that, right? Because they think, oh, well, it's just going to drop on me where all the language is just going to come to me and I'm going to be, fluent. You have to put in the work, right? If you go to the gym and your personal trainer tells you do 3 sets of ab work, 3 sets of, I don't know, kettlebell swing, right? Whatever it is, they obviously know your muscle better than you do. And you never question them, right? With repetitions of why am I doing this? Why am I pulling up a kettlebell, you know, 20 times, right? What is that, right? What they know is that builds your muscle. Over time, that repetition builds your muscles and you start to get the physique that you've been wanting for a very long time, right? Because you trust the system. You trust the way that they are telling you to do it. And it's the same with Spanish learning. It may feel a little awkward, saying the same phrase over and over again, but that is the key to fluency for my students that come into my 90-day program and finally get fluent. Okay. I'm not going to tell you how many times that is the magic number. You got to come into our world so I can teach you that. But I want to just let you know that repetition and confidence is part of the ingredients of success. So let's go ahead and let's dive into some phrases today. Okay. I want to show you how easy this is to finally learn phrases that are applicable to anyone's life. Okay. You could say this in 10 minutes to somebody who is a Spanish speaker and they understand what you're saying and you're now practicing it. Okay. So here we go. We're going to say in English, it is what I want to say is, okay. So this is almost like a prompt phrase, right? Where if you can get this phrase and then say what you want to say in Spanish, this right here it actually like shuts people down that are Spanish speakers to say that you don't understand or know how to speak Spanish. So if you master phrase number one and you say it like this, lo que quiero decir es que, which I want you to practice, okay? I want you to repeat it out loud with me. Say it with me. Lo que quiero decir es que. Very good. And if I say it naturally, I would say, lo que quiero decir es que. And this is one of those phrases that I've said many a time speaking Spanish and English, right? You know what I want to say is, right? I say that in English all the time. And in Spanish, we have our own. Lo que quiero decir es que, and it just flows. So this is a phrase that I want you guys to take to the phrase bank. Go ahead and input that, deposit it into your phrase bank, and get rich off of this in your fluency journey. All right. So lo que quiero decir es que mañana voy a la tienda con mi hijo, right? Like what I want to say is I'm going to the store tomorrow with my son, right? So that right there is a whole phrase. Yeah? Is this making sense to you? Let's go to phrase number two. This is what we say in English. I have been practicing. Now, you've been practicing a million things, right? I'm just going to plug in Spanish, okay? So if we want to say I have been practicing, we're now going in the past, okay? We're not just stuck right here in the present. We can now go in the past in Spanish with no problem by saying this. He estado practicando. He estado practicando. Go ahead and repeat after me. Say this. He estado practicando. And then all you do is just add Spanish on the end and you say, he estado practicando español. I have been practicing Spanish. And I believe that every single one of you guys watching this, listening to this podcast, you have been practicing Spanish for years, decades, some of you, okay? But now you get to say it in Spanish. And the H is not make a sound in Spanish when it's in the beginning like this. It's actually silent. So it's not he, it's Say it with me. He estado practicando, right? He estado practicando español. I have been practicing Spanish. Okay, let's look at phrase number three. Now, this one I love because it almost gives you like permission to be able to do whatever you would like to do, right? So you would say this in English. You would say, I would like to be able to, and what is it that you would like to be able to do? Is that be fluent in Spanish? Is that spend more time with your family? Is that go to a Spanish speaking country and travel, right? What is it that you would like to be able to do? And this is how you plug it in with these prompting phrases. So to say this in Espanol, in Spanish, we would say, me gustaría poder. Say it with me. Me gustaría poder. That's it. Muy bien. Now, this is a powerful phrase that you can add now to your phrase bank, and let's go. Vamos. All right. So here's a conversation example of what this would look like in real life, in real time. That means if you take everything that I just shared with you right now and you started to implement this in real time, people are going to think that you're fluent. Literally, they're going to be like, what? ¿Estás hablando en español perfectamente? ¿Quién, quién, quién, quién enseñó? Who taught you, right? Like, then you'd be like, speak Spanish easy, Tommy. Okay, so here we go. This is how it sounds. I want you to first listen, okay? And then I want you to practice phrase by phrase. All right, so the first one is this. Ready? Lo que quiero decir es que estoy aprendiendo español. He estado practicando todos los días. Me gustaría poder hablar con confianza. Now, this right here is fire, you guys. Let's practice it together, one phrase at a time. Lo que quiero decir es good. It's okay to break it down because it's a long one, okay? And then the second part of that first one is que estoy aprendiendo español. Very good. That's it. He estado practicando todos los días. Every day. Todos los días. Good. And last phrase is me gustaría poder. This is the prompting phrase. Me gustaría poder Hablar con confianza. Say it with me. Hablar con confianza. To speak with confidence. That's it. And that's it, you guys. Imagine saying this every single day to people and say, lo que quiero decir es que estoy aprendiendo español, he estado practicando todos los días. Me gustaría poder hablar con confianza is a great way to open up a conversation in Spanish and people think that you have been practicing for years. Okay. All right. So I want to tell you this thing that I just shared with you right now. My students use these phrases and they finally have had conversations in real time with real people. Okay. And it's because of the confidence that they're able to make this all change everything, is because they finally have the tools to finally speak Spanish. So I hope that you will be one of my students one day and I get to teach you and get you fluent in Spanish. Now, I want to just break down my Lucas method that I shared earlier with you so that you understand how people learn Spanish. It's not through verb conjugations and grammar rules that's going to make you fluent. It's through my Lucas method. As you can see here, first thing you need to learn how to do, and I teach you how to do this, is to listen to the language. The second step is to understand what you're listening to. The third step to fluency is to communicate what you're listening to, right? And what you understand to finally have a conversation. And then the step number 4 is assess yourself. That means you're not going to be perfect. You're going to make mistakes, and that's totally okay. And what happens is when you give yourself permission to finally speak, then you speak with confidence. And that's the goal, is to get everyone speaking Spanish with confidence with no problem. And so who is this for? If this is for you, you understand Spanish, but you can't speak it. Okay. This right here is what you need, is speak Spanish easy in your life. Or you want confidence, like you know some words, you know some phrases, but you just lack the confidence. Or you're just at a point to where you really want real conversations with real people. And so if that is you and you fit any of these categories or all three, just know that I have something for you that's going to help you get to that next level. My Fluency Fast Track with you. Is that all right? Put it in the comment section right now if that's you. Yes. The step-by-step system that I have in place is to help you finally speak Spanish with confidence. And this is all that it's worth here, okay? The Spanish confidence course for $497, just finishing up with my group here. Phrase training, which is $297. We also have our AI practice where you can practice with me 24/7, which I totally love. And you have your fluency community to back you up and keep you accountable. And so with all of that is a total cost of $1,088. But today I want to tell you that that is not what you're having to pay. Okay. But let me tell you what the cost is of inaction. That means you're watching this and you're saying, wow, all that sounds good, Professor Chris. But if nothing changes, you stay stuck. Okay. Right where you're at. You're not fluent in Spanish, right? You avoid speaking. You never want to speak because you are scared of speaking Spanish, right? Because you don't know what you're talking about or you don't know how to get there. And guess what happens? Another year passes and you are not fluent in Spanish. This is the sounding alarm right now to say, this is the only way, okay? Like Jesus is the only way, okay? This is the only way to the results that you have been wanting to look for, to be able to speak to people on your job, to speak to people when you travel, to speak to your family and friends in Espanol. And so you could pay over $1,000 for this, right? Totally. Anybody could experience finally getting results, but I made it simple for you. And so what I'm doing is I'm offering everything that I teach all of my students where you can go on your own independently with our Fluency Fast Track for only $197. Yes, I know, right? So affordable. And you can use the code Fluency25 to get an extra $25 off because you've watched this live or you've watched this replay or you're on YouTube or you're listening to the podcast, right? And this has come across your feed. I just want to tell you that I have done this because I want to get my mission and my method out to the world so they can finally stop wasting hours binge watching YouTube videos on grammar rules. Okay. I really want you to focus on how to finally speak Spanish the right way and the easy way so you can get results. So imagine yourself, your future self, okay? Imagine speaking Spanish confidently. Okay. Imagine traveling and connecting and finally saying, speak Spanish. Yo hablo español, right? That is you. This is your new normal. This is your new identity that is part of who you are. Okay. And so the next step, a lot of you guys have been really reaching out to me. You DM me, how do I get started? I get these messages and I'm like, it's easy. If you finally are ready to finally speak Spanish, just go to www.speakspanisheasy.com and get started today. You will not regret it. Right? Cedric out there in Texas. I'm working with him. Yes, he is amazing. I love just how he has, when we're texting, right? And we're going back and forth, he's now texting me in Spanish, you guys. Like that just warms my heart so much. So I'm super grateful for how much he has grown. He is in our 90-day program and seeing the results for his world. And it's just amazing. So you can be as well. So if this has really blessed you and you said, I'm so glad that I finally have a chance to finally speak Spanish, then what are you waiting for? This is your time to finally say, I need to learn Spanish and I need to do this the right way. Okay. Go ahead and send me a DM, just like people are doing right now, asking, how do I get started? SpeakSpanishEasy.com is the way to go. I can't wait to see you on the other side because you get to book a call with me and my team and we go over your fluency goals. And I can't wait to see your success, like we've seen hundreds of other students finally reach their fluency goals as well. So it's been a pleasure being able to teach you this beautiful language today. Go ahead and use those phrases I taught you. And I can't wait to hear your fluency journey and your testimony as you stay connected. All right. God bless. Y nos vemos en la próxima live. All right. Okay. I'll see you next time.